asking people to lay down in gutters, lay down on the ground, maybe because they didn't greet them well or for some weird reason. Uselu Market, back in the mid 2000s, I was stuck, my friends and I, in the evening, and we were asked to lay down on the ground. Our crime, because we're driving at 10 p.m. in the night and we didn't have drugs on us, we didn't have guns on us. Where are people coming from? Useless children. Lay down on the ground. On the road, we could have been run over by trailers. So maybe you can make an argument that maybe that's where the sense of bullying comes from. But in secondary schools, ladies and gentlemen, it is despicable, to say the least. The videos you saw yesterday are only but the tip of the iceberg of what has been going on in secondary schools. I see what I find very worrying about this scenario is that this is meant to this happened in a very fancy school, in a very well, planned school where you have ACs and all those kind of fancy things, where they dress nicely, where you have, in quotes, decent men, well-to-do men, the high and mighty in society send their children to. Look, bullying is a world problem. It's a universal problem. It truly is. Every school, every country, every nation faces their own share of bullying. And it's these past 2 decades or 3 decades, as more and more research is being done to speak against it, to find out what exactly are the motivating factors towards bullying, that more people are beginning to be bold to speak against bullying. Some of you listening to us right now were bullies. Heck, some of you right now are still bullies. You bully your colleagues, you bully your staff members, you bully your church members, you bully your neighbors, heck, you even bully your family members. So, how can bullying be reduced amongst school children? Imagine an under 15, under 16 slapping somebody like, they're a piece of rag. And then the boys, God help us. See the boys, there's this air of authority. Hey, I'm not SS2. You can't touch me. There's this air of invincibility people have when they get to SS2 and SS3. Till today, I do not understand it. I don't. I feel bad that we had a conversation like this last week, and before the week was over, there was a reoccurrence. But for me, the big question still remains, ladies and gentlemen, before we ask you to call in, if you find out that that beloved son or daughter of yours is the one creating problems in school, is the one making some children not like to come to school, is the one making people have nightmares, PTSD, what would you do?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
So 017-923-0003, 0817923-0007. That's where you find us. 0817923-0003, 0817923-0007. All right, WhatsApp and Telegram number is 08090306416, 08090306416 at Nigeriainfo, PH on Facebook and on X. If you find out that your beloved child is bully, what would you do? How would you address it? Ebiso, it's from all delivery. Good morning.
About bullying, let government put it in all the schools. If you admit your or your daughter in the class, let one or two people as an example. You see that they will stop it. If you are in SS2 going to SS3 or you are in SS3, I commit all before you admit this will sign. That's what they are giving you. They will sign. But once they implement it, they will stop immediately. That is my own.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much. Okay, Chiku is online. Chiku is speaking to us from Rumo Lumeni. Chiku, wow.
There are two things, two questions. But the first one is how come. I want to share.
Yes, please.
I was a student of Nigeriainfo secondary school, Port Harcourt. And there is this fact that I was in that group. You cannot bully anybody. When the SS, the junior class, any problem that is in school will be handled disciplinarity, and even they want to shift a lot. Because if there are responsibilities on things like this, that this year at the end of the day, over a period of time, you understand there are consequences. You can't go out and bully people. Subconsciously, you understand there are consequences. So, God, you like have this particular child that every child will sign, every parent is particularly
if you want,
because even if your child can be long time. I don't really count that one. I'm not saying my child limit, but imagine that is serious.
It's serious, yeah. Kelechi is in Port Harcourt, please.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kelechi.
So, very clear about issues from the home. My uncle is a problem that is in the home first, so in the home. Go out the place there, and also the school needs to implement very strong. Even your children with dying for those that have terrible experience. It all starts from them. Because these parents will not tell me what manners can have. Some of them sit at home. They exit at home. It's not a child that you have. Child will why are you a parent, but you don't take up your own children. What you doing? You are sending to the boys with a problem.
Let's say it starts from the home, right? So you get reports that ABC is going to the school. Your son, your daughter has been caught. Now that's very fine because right, but differently, persistently, and consistently making that bell for that particular person. So Miss C, Miss A, or Miss A, your daughter, your son is a bully. And bullying this child, even injure this person's child. How do you respect? Is that indicative of where you and your child are at home? Like Kelechi says. Kelechi says, hey, look, it is no. I need to find you. You need to bring this scenario. 09030641. People advise website the fall from childhood bullying. What parents as for those intense bullying, the results are to be sent to carrying a knife to school as self-defense. Can you imagine a child thinking that way? If it's your own child that is the bully,
you do it to get out of there. But there is actual consequences. Yeah, if it is my child, let me ask. But that's my children. Yeah, if you do, you get it. You will let you know eliminate the consequences of the act. Not because maybe I'm wealthy and all that. Disagree. If you do this, you get this. That way, it creates a society that has moral standards. Let me tell you the truth. The level of having like
let's not very much.
New sports tuned to Nigeriainfo.
more feed and more bulk for you to assess and also judge. And I a survey, and there was a research done on bullying here in Nigeria by Egbochukwu EO, and it's on the Crep Publishers. You can go online and search for that. Let me share with you results from history, right? And it reads, well, what's the extent of bullying in schools? In school, almost 4 in every 5 participants, that is 78%, reported being bullied to some degree, and 85% of the children admitted to bullying others at least once. Let me read that again. Almost 4 in bullied to some degree, and 85% of the children admitted to bullying others at least once. Further analysis examined moderate bullying and severe bullying. Moderate bullying incorporated all the responses by participants who tick the boxes no, only once or twice, sometimes, whereas severe bullying incorporated the final 2 categories only, that is once a week and several times a week. Using moderate bullying criteria, more than half of the children, 62%, were being bullied and 30% bullied others. For severe bullying, 5% and 3% said they were bullied or bullied others respectively. More girls accepted being bullied, 81%, than boys, 68%. However, this is where the interesting bit of this information comes. However, more boys accepted bullying than girls. Let me repeat that. More girls accepted being bullied, 81%, than boys, 68%. But more boys accepted that they were bullies than girls. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have about 15 minutes on this conversation right before we say our goodbyes this lovely Wednesday morning. I ask you, how can we reduce bullying amongst children, particularly in secondary schools? You can also add universities, because hey, we know that they force people to join those gangs. We know they force people to join groups that they don't want to join. And then make it more personalized. If you were to find out that your son, your daughter, whom you love, is a bully, what would your response be?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
Hello, Port Harcourt, with Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome, 92.3. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, please.
My name is Trek Noir.
Welcome.
I'm calling from Buguma.
Welcome, please.
Yes, yes, bullying. Jude, please, can you remind me of the question you asked?
If you were to find out your son or your daughter is a bully, what would your response be? What would you do?
If I found out my son or daughter was a bully, I'll make sure I have the complete facts. You know, like they always say, a crowd will have 2 handles. You know, I make sure, even if, in as much as I know it's close to impossible, it's difficult but not possible, I'll make sure I have the correct facts, complete facts, and teach, not just teach, take my child through a practice to understand that there are consequences, even when you can't see it, of the things we say and the things we do. And most importantly, there is a God who sees El Roy. He sees it all. So why do we have to act like Jews?
It's vexing.
Everybody knows there's something wrong. They can see it. Acting or pretending that it's not wrong makes the case worse. You have to accept it to be able to change it. If we could only accept that we as Africans, our lifestyle from time immemorial has been different from the Westerners, I think there's a lot we would have been able to change instead of just having copy and paste ideas everywhere. We are supposed to have innovations, solutions that are particular to our cases.
People. Okay, so
yeah, we need to have people that reason, people that actually think in power, not people that make noise.
Right, fair enough. Zion is in GRA. We have Muriel Nokrika standing by. Zion, good morning to you, please.
Mention one university that have the students department for conflict resolution and students management. One university in Nigeria. And I will not call your radio station for 1 year. I challenge anybody. This is year 2024. Where we should have environment where people can think, yet they cannot create this department. I'm talking about a university. Let me start from there. That is where students were bullied to come and join cultism. That is where students are bullied to come and be runs girls, armed robbers, drug addicts. We have seen situations where they even force them to come and test these drugs. Why did they test it? Because there's nobody to report to. They can't have access to the VC. They can't even have access to their departmental head. They can't even have access to the CSO of the school because the CSO believes he's an anaconda. He's also a bully on campus. Are you aware? CSOs are bullies on campus. So I want to use this medium to call on schools. You call them schools. Can we think? Can there be an innovation? Bullying is a problem. Because of this, we are creating a department for students' welfare and management. Students, if anybody troubles you, come and report to this office. And this is the man you should talk to. This is the woman you should talk to. Can we start doing this? Sir, if my child is found to be guilty, I am a toxic father. So the punishments will start from me. Any child that is a bully on campus, school, anywhere, go and check the life of his parents. Every day now trouble for that house.
Okay, Zion, thank you very much. Mira is in Okrika. Mira, good morning to you. Do you agree with Zion?
I'm not at home. I'm using my phone, so I wasn't listening.
Okay, all right. Go on, please.
This is the reason why I keep saying there are some schools that allow senior students to punish junior students.
Yes.
This is so wrong. Honestly, Jude, this is wrong. For senior students, I know there's a way it can be managed, sometimes. But Jude, do you know how many girls, especially in the mixed school, that have been subjected to molestation because of punishment from senior students? Trust me, they can say, okay, meet me somewhere, meet me at the office, or meet me somewhere, I will not flog you. Or you come late, it's okay, you leave this one, go this one. Is there are so many things that are happening in schools too. But one suggestion I will give is that you see this guidance and counseling unit office in the school, it should come back so that students can walk up to their guardians and counseling officers. Maybe it might be a mistress or a master and tell them these things. Confide in them. And they said, when I said in the school, they kept just one room, one office for that person, for that purpose. No other person listening. It's not one that you say, this auntie, this person is a guidance and counselor, and the person is in the same staff room with all the teachers. A student cannot comfortably come in, to tell you what they want to tell you. Yeah. There are so many things students are going through that they cannot speak out. When you come to the staff room, teachers are just there. You cannot just excuse a teacher. But the guidance and counseling office is secluded. Students are free to move in. I think they should kick it back, both in private schools and in public schools. They should bring that up. In a way, students can confide in those people, tell them one or two things. I think maybe that's just my
everybody says their thoughts, but what if your own is?
I know. In fact, my second daughter is so quiet that someone was even bullying her. There was a way a student, actually a boy, that was trying to bully her because of how quiet she was. But when I found out, I like interacting with them, but there was no comment she made. I now tried, to scrutinize and she told me, I said, Jesus, thank God it hasn't gone, so I just started. I went to the school, I sent for the boys more, I sent for, they now kept on down and look, I ironed this out well, neatly, and it ended, and I began to boost her. She's just a very quiet type. She's not shy, but I think if any of my child turns out to be a bully, Jude, I think I will take that child to the school. If I find out that he has bullied one or two, or she has bullied one or two persons, call them out and make sure they personally apologize to those persons. And if need be, in the devotion, come out and ask him or her to apologize to the school for what they did. Maybe that can humble them.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Muriel from Okuka. We have Mrs. Uche Ken speaking for Uche. Good morning to you, please. Jude. My name is Jude.
Jude, sorry.
Good morning.
I was calling you Andrew.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
Yes, good morning. What if my child is a bully?
Yes.
What if any of my children there have been bullied? As a mother, as a parent, what do we do, or what do I do? Jude, I attended a meeting at a Fiat company, and the CEO there said there is no law to imprison a child. Then I said to him, that law should be amended. Now me talk up.
Interesting.
And Jude, you don't sit down like this, and you ask the child to give to you for back. He carry hand the return for back. Point in time should.
Hello. Mrs. Uche. Oh dear. Hello, Mrs. Uche. Can you hear us? Hello. Okay. I think we have lost contact with that caller. I hope she can return the call. All right, let's get to read messages now. WhatsApp 0809-030-6416. Also on Facebook and X at Nigeriainfo. PH at Nigeriainfo. PH is where you'll find us on Facebook and X. All right, so how can bullying be reduced in schools? And very importantly, I think it's probably the more important question for us to discuss this morning. If your own child, your pikin, when you born, when God give you, like we like to say in this part of the world, is the bully, what do? How would you respond? I'm very curious to hear you address this scenario. All right. 08179230002, 08179230003. Now on Facebook, Emmanuel Ebere says, Mr. Jude, the Bible says that the way we should train a child, that we should train the child in the way that he should go. In other words, show a child the way he should go. Tell a child the way he should go. Direct a child the way he should go. The way children grow depends on what you show them, what you tell them, what you instruct them. It shows you bullying, they would end up being bullies. Children training is like cooking. The ingredients you use determines the taste of the food. That's a very interesting take. So if your child is a bully, chances are maybe you are a bully yourself, or maybe the child has picked it up somewhere around you. Maybe. Once again, very interesting take. Child training is like cooking. The ingredients you use determine the taste of the food. What's up now? My child has been a victim, not from the fellow student, but from the class teacher, just because he didn't do his homework. Stephen, even sends a picture. That's terrible. Says I was going to arrest the head of the school management, but I was going to arrest the person. The head of the school management apologized. Okay, all right, okay, but I still think some prosecution is needed, though. I don't know. It seems a bit excessive from the pictures in front of me, but hey, you've handled it as best as you saw fit. Okay. Okay. Soki Fubara says, parents should teach their children to learn to speak out and report if anyone offends them, and they should encourage them to tell the truth. The school should not treat any reports with just playing and with you, okay, with just playing with you kind of way. No, they should infuse it into the school children that they do not bully one another, and the school should subject and a school subject on bullying should be taught. Okay. So teach about bullying directly in schools. Okay, all right. If I find out that my child is a bully, I would have a talk with the child to get to know where it's stemming from and try to address it with love. If it's a bad habit, he just has to that he just loves to indulge in, regardless, adequate measures will be taken. I can take the child to correction center and take food to him or her. I still love the child. Joe, good morning. We have a lot of parents these days who are treating these issues with kid's glove. In my time, I knew a man who would send his children to prison. Yes, Jude, he will call the police if a child is proving too stubborn. And sometimes we tell the policeman, hold my pikin for at least 2 days. I will come and bail him because the child was too stubborn. Imagine that kind of man hearing that his son did something wrong to somebody else. It's two ways. Maybe they did or they didn't. By the end, parents need to be firmer with their children. An indelible day for any then SS2 Honesty House student in FGC or Kigwe. Guess our offense, Jude. We started our night prayer at about 7 minutes past 11 p.m. instead of 11 p.m. on the dot. We were punished for 2 straight hours. That left me unable to walk for 2 straight days. No jokes. Well, I can boldly beat my chest today that no one person can say I bullied him in school. But what if tomorrow I hear my child is bullied? Or what if I hear that my child bullied a child? First off, he or she will hear we, because I cannot take what I cannot give. Good morning, sir. Stern words this morning. But whatever the case is, we need to encourage people to speak out more. Bullying doesn't just start and stop in secondary school. It can actually run through childhood, through your adulthood. What is bullying? I'll leave you with this final statement. It's simply a term that refers to the act of intimidating, coercing, hurting, or harming a person that is considered weaker or vulnerable. It can be physical, it can be social. But what is the essence of bullying? To make the bully feel superior or better. So if you are a bully, and it takes a lot of kahunas, it takes a lot of guts to admit to oneself that I am in a bad space, I have done bad things, and I need to change. If you find out that you're a bully, you have to ask yourself, do I need to put somebody down before I can feel good about myself? please teach, spread the word to your children, even those that have left school, even those that are in the university. It's a very bad trend that we need to curb. As always, thank you for joining us on our conversations. My name is Jude. You can find me on X at Omamegbe Jude. Also follow at Nigeriainfo.